Unsurprisingly, Madame Web has become the latest Marvel box office failure in a string of disasters. Now, of course, we've been talking a lot about the Disney MCU failures both on streaming and at the box office, but of course, the Sony Spider-Man universe has its own share of problems, and Madame Web is so bad that not even the media can really cover for its failure. Madame Web box office flop ends hope for spin-off franchise. Yeah, that's really the problem, is this movie was just a setup. It wasn't even a superhero movie. It's a setup for a potential superhero movie in the future. And all of that is done. But one thing we've seen throughout the course of the production and the marketing and everything, it seems like a lot of people involved with this movie, including the star herself, are very unhappy with it. And the latest news only fuels those rumors more. Fueling rumors of friction with Sony, Dakota Johnson says she hasn't watched Madame Web and, quote, probably won't. Now, it's not exactly the strangest thing in the world to hear that some actors or actresses maybe don't want to rewatch their movies over and over again, things like that. But when someone comes out and says, you know, I've watched some of my movies, but I'm probably never going to watch this one, it really makes you think, especially with everything we've seen in the lead up to this disaster. It seems like nobody likes Sony Pictures' Madame Web, including its lead actress, Dakota Johnson. Okay, that's admittedly a bit speculation. However, it's based on a very real admission from the star of the universally panned film herself that not only has she yet to actually watch it, but she's unsure whether she ever will or not. During a promotional interview with Magic Radio, Johnson made it clear that despite having recently attended the film's premiere, she is yet to actually see Madame Web for herself. And I can understand people not wanting to watch their stuff over and over again. It might be tough to watch yourself act, things like that. But it's weird to go on a massive press tour for something that you have no idea what the final product actually is. Because you can do things, you can take some shots, you can do whatever. It could be a lot different in editing that you might perceive it to be. So the idea, to me, in general, it's kind of strange for people to go out and promote something that they have never actually seen. But nevertheless, this is what Dakota Johnson says. I haven't actually seen the movie. I probably won't. I don't know when I'll see it. In a further blow to Madame Web's reputation, Johnson then confirmed that while she did not particularly like watching her own movies, she's mustered up the desire to watch some of them, but not this one. And I think, again, it's pretty clear based on some of the things she said, she's not exactly really happy with what ended up going down. We know that just after the trailer dropped, that disastrous trailer that got ratioed and mocked and ridiculed by the entire internet, that Dakota Johnson actually left her agency. Madame Web star Dakota Johnson raised eyebrows by leaving talent agency just days after the trailer dropped. And that was when the meme about the spiders in the Amazon, that thing went completely viral. A couple days after all that backlash, she dumped her talent agency. And I think I know why. Because when you go and look back at these announcements, both Dakota Johnson and Sydney Sweeney seemed to think that they were going to work for Disney Marvel in the MCU, as opposed to Sony and the Spider-Man universe type of Marvel, because they both tagged Marvel Studios, who was not actually involved in the production of this movie, in their big announcements on Instagram. I think both of those have since been deleted, ironically enough. But add that on top of the fact that in these interviews, she's also said a fuck ton changed since she signed up for it initially. Dakota Johnson says Madame Web's script went through drastic changes after she signed on. And the interesting part is she says, I can't tell you what they were. Listen to this interview with The Wrap.
Obviously, with a superhero project, though, things change. Things change on the day, and they change throughout the process. I'm really curious, how much did this change from start to finish? From what you read and you signed on for Madame Web to what we see on screen, was there a lot of changes or not so much?
There were drastic changes. And I can't even tell you what they were.
Excellent. Well,
so, and again, we've seen a lot of different snippets from this press tour that might indicate she's got a little bit bigger problem with this movie than she's probably had with some other ones. And this, her not watching it, not wanting to watch it ever, having no idea when she might watch it, and then talking about all the changes it made, dropping her agent, on and on and on. We've seen a lot of shit. And all it does is continue to put bad PR out there for this movie that is a bigger box office nightmare than I think anyone expected. I thought it was going to do a little worse than Morbius. I didn't expect it to be this fucking bad, but here we are. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.